Right, where shall we start, everybody? Do you know what I think we should start with? We've not talked about much so far in this transfer window. We're going to talk about Harry Kane because it's developed overnight. He had a late medical completed, and Bayern Munich have signed him in a 4-year deal. His Tottenham days are over. This is how Bayern Munich announced it. Action.
And action.
Needed just the 48 goals more to break Alan Shearer's Premier League record. 3-time a Golden Boot winner. Tottenham's highest ever scorer. Just to bring you a couple of quotes on what's been said in the last few hours by the man himself, Harry Kane, on why he decided to leave Tottenham. He said, I felt this was the time to leave. I didn't want to go into the season with a lot of unresolved talk. I think it's important for the new manager and players to concentrate on trying to get Tottenham back to around the top of the table and fighting for trophies. It's not a goodbye. It's interesting because you never know how things will pan out in the future. In terms of why he made the move to Bayern Munich, this is what Kane had to say on that. I'm very happy to be a part of an FC Bayern now. Bayern is one of the biggest clubs in the world, and I've always said that I want to compete and prove myself at the highest level during my career. This club is defined by its winning mentality. It feels very good to be here. Before we talk, Paul, about where this leaves Tottenham heading into the new season, can you understand why Harry Kane has made this particular move and decided to leave Spurs?
Probably because it was the only one. It was the only one. I'm quite shocked. People go, oh, you know, I'm sure Daniel Levy would have sold him to him and that team or that team. I think if someone would have come up with £100 million, I think he would have sold him. Obviously not Chelsea or Arsenal, but I think he would have sold him to Man United. I'm quite shocked. I'm shocked. I'm gutted as well. I'm not a Tottenham fan, but I'm a big fan of Harry Kane. I love watching Harry Kane play. And I think he'll be a massive miss, especially for Tottenham, but for everybody else who watches football. For me, he's the best centre-forward in the world of football, in my opinion. And I think it's a major signing. It gives Bayern Munich a chance of winning the Champions League. 100%. Yeah. 100%. You know, he will score 40, 50 goals over there, no problem. You know, and I think he's a bit disappointed that no one's come in for him. I really think Levy's hung out. He's got the 100, and I think there's a lot of clubs today will be thinking, so if we'd have just dipped in at that 100 and give it a go, I wonder what would have happened.
But Clinton, Levy was never going to want a situation, surely, was he, where some point this season Harry Kane is walking out of the tunnel in, say, the red of Manchester United or another Premier League colour. This makes it a little bit more... It's tough, of course it is for the Spurs fans, perhaps a little bit more palatable that he won't be playing in the Premier League next season. Big blow, though, it is for the league. Yeah,
it's a big blow for the league. I agree with Matt. He's one of my favourite strikers. You look at Harry Kane, he's phenomenal, to be fair. But I think if Levy was only going to sell him to someone like a Bayern Munich, not to a rival like a Man United, even though I know we're going to get into that debate and a lot of people don't think Tottenham will be rivaling anyone this season. But he's a phenomenal striker. And it's these sort of people, when you see him leave the Premier League, you are gutted. But he wants to go and win things, and that's the biggest problem at the moment. He hasn't been winning things at Tottenham, so he wanted to go and win things. I thought someone like a Man United would come in for Harry Kane and he'll take them to the next level. But you wish him well. 4 years there, he's still got time to come back. There's only one man who's happy that he's gone there, and that's Alan Shearer, because now his record's still intact for now. I hear a lot of people saying Harry Kane will come back after 2 years. He won't come back after 2 years. You think Bayern Munich are going to let him go after paying that much money and giving the wages he
could get a winner's medal tonight in the German Super Cup.
Yeah,
if
he can,
plays.
And he probably will do. Because all the talk is he will probably get some minutes today and get it. But I think it's Champions League. They'll go far in the Champions League, and he could be that extra little sauce that they needed to take them over the line.
And Kris, understandably, there's been so much talk in the last few days, in the last few weeks, in fact, if he was going to make the move about that Alan Shearer record. But as a player... Yeah, records are terrific, but it's winners' medals you want, because records can be broken, medals can't be taken away.
Yeah, I mean, I think as a player you always want to win things. I mean, I don't know what was more disappointing, the Spurs fans' face or my big mate along here at the end when the news broke.
I was waiting for that.
He was struggling.
He is struggling.
He was struggling to get over it. Struggling to get over it. It's going to take a while, I must say.
But suit today.
I mean, I think in terms of the goal score, it's not until you finish that you look back and Alan Shearer would just continue to score goal after goal after goal, but it's not until you finish you look back and say, right, OK, I've achieved that. But at this moment in time, I mean, Harry Kane will just be looking to get off the map now for Bayern Munich. It's in the past. Spurs, his Premier League goal scoring, nobody's going to take that away from him. You know, as Clinton said, there might be an opportunity for him to come back in the future. Sometimes when you do go away from home, it takes time to settle. I don't think that'll be the case with Harry Kane. And a lot of people, as Clinton said there, you know, he might not come home in 2 or 3 years or whatever, but he could. Because if he doesn't enjoy it, there's always going to be someone come back, someone going to take him. So, as I said, it's a big move from him. It's brave because a lot of people would have just stayed. But you know, as you say,
why is it brave given their record?
Well, I think you can stay in the comfort zone and stay at home. You know, let's be realistic. He's not going to need money when he finishes. You can look back and say that you know, in terms of winning things, but not everybody wins. To move, he's got a young family, settled. You know, the captain of England, to move away from, you know, arguably the best league in the world, the Premier League, it is, you know, it's a big challenge for him. But I'm sure it's one he's looking forward to.
It's a big move. You know, wife expecting a baby, moving the family over. You know, it's all right for him. He plays every day. He'll be at training every day. He'll be. It's you know, hopefully it's something that they've sat down and thought about, and it's.
But you know, this is the kind of club that will look after you as a family. The way it's run.
Every club does. Every club looks after you. You know, when you go wherever you go, they always look after you because you're an asset. So they want to make sure. But that's all right saying that. You know, you go into a different country, you're out training, you're travelling away to games, you're travelling to Europe. Your wife's got to stay there. You know, and it's a hard thing. Hopefully they've sat down and talked about this for a long time because, you know, for me, I just can't believe no one's coming from in this country.
That's the thing, though. There's a lot of people just look at it and think,
I'm shocked.
Oh,
sorry.
We're going to go. We're going to go to Sue Smith. Clinton Morrison, ever observant, and he's seen some bad news for England in that all-important World Cup quarter-final. Sue Smith, what's happened?
1-0 to Colombia, and it's Santos with the goal. And Colombia have really come into the game over the last 10 minutes, started to dominate the play. It become a little bit transitional. England were trying to break Colombia down, couldn't. And then the ball falls to Santos on the right-hand side. And I think Mary Earps could have done better here. It looks like a cross-come shot from that right-hand side. And you can see Mary Earps backpedaling. She's been brilliant in this tournament. But I wonder, could she have done better with that chance? But it's a massive goal for Colombia. England now need to readjust and reset. Yeah, she gets the ball and she's 1v1. No one's really closing her down. And it's actually a great finish. She does look up. Looks up and goes to the far corner. Mary Earps backpedaling, maybe expecting the cross, and it goes into that far corner. 1-0 to Colombia.
That is a big blow for England just before half-time. They trail Colombia by 1-0 in Stadium Australia. So we'll keep across that right throughout the rest of the afternoon, of course. Let's go to Michael Dawson. Haven't heard from you yet on Harry Kane, someone you are close to. What's with the laughter? Hey?
that was a smile, mate.
Hey,
I can't.
I know this is difficult. Why for you has he gone? What's been the decisive factor?
Well, I'm surprised, first and foremost. And with Merson, I'm surprised no one in the Premier League came in.
Why do you think they didn't? Was it purely the price tag?
Well, I look and think Chelsea, he couldn't go there. Arsenal wouldn't. I'm surprised Manchester United, they're going to pay 75 million for Rasmus Højlund. Go and pay another £25 million for Harry Kane, in my opinion, because I think he's that good. And that's why, one, it weakens Spurs, and one, we're losing one of the best strikers in the world from the Premier League. And I love watching him week in, week out, and I've sat on this show week after week and only applauded him. He's an absolute gem. And he will go and score goals. He'll score goals for the rest of his career. And it's just a massive loss for Spurs and the Premier League, in my opinion.
Where do Tottenham finish next season without him?
Well, I heard what you said in...
Just remind us, Paul, what you said on Tuesday. Sat in that seat.
I think they struggled to get in the top half of the table this season.
Really, Merce?
Really?
Top half?
I do.
So who
Come on, Merce.
I'm not because it's Arsenal, Tottenham. You know, I'm not a problem. You're taking 30. He scored 30 league goals last season. 30 league goals. You know, Haaland scored 36 playing in the best team in the world of football. He scored that playing at Tottenham, who finished what, 8th last season. They finished 8th with his 30 goals. Who's getting them 30 goals this season?
2 points behind Brighton in 6th, and we spoke. I mean, look, Spurs were well below par last year.
I'm just saying, you've just taken them 30 goals away. Now we've got to start sharing them out. Where are we sharing them?
Well, Son's got to improve.
What?
Son's got to improve. He scored 10 last year.
Yeah, seven for Brazil.
I think he'll get better.
He'll get more goals. James Maddison we brought in.
Yeah, but I sat on here I must have sat on here 15 times last season going, wait till Leicester get Maddison back, they'll stay up. He come back, they went down.
He creates.
But who's he passing to now?
Well, Richarlison's going to have to... will Son go through the middle? Richarlison, Kulusevski. They're going to have to reinvest that money.
Yeah.
And one player for me that I think, look, he can't play at this moment in time, I said he could go up to Manchester United. Ivan Toney. Go out and sign him.
He can't play till January.
No, I can't till January.
He can't play till January.
We wait till that. This is going to be a rebuilding block for Ange Postecoglou at the moment for Spurs. They were 8th last year, and they will be in the top half, that's for sure. Who else is going to break in? Chelsea are going to improve. Fulham 10th, Brentford 9th. They will finish above them. Chelsea could finish above them. I get that. But they need a striker to come in.
But they're not. They won't be able to get a striker. Not a striker that can do what Harry Kane
irreplaceable.
can do. Of course he is.
No one
the
can
only
do
one
that,
who can
Clint.
rival him is obviously Haaland, who did it in a brilliant Man City team. So it's gonna be a struggle. I can hear where Merson's saying about that, because Richarlison, I know he didn't get enough minutes, but he's got 1 Premier League goal. And when he did get the minutes, you're thinking, where's the goals going to come from? Son wasn't his same last season. He wasn't scoring enough goals. Kulusevski now, Maddison, they're going to have to share the goals. Hey. But it's happened 2 weeks before the deadline, and now Tottenham have to bring in a replacement.
You should get the bits
there's
back
no
on.
one.
But the problem with Tottenham they get held to ransom. They've got £100 million to spend because they've been paid a lot. I don't know how much up front, but a lot of it up front. Other clubs are going to go, well, you're desperate. You know, like what's happening with Liverpool and Chelsea with Casado, we'll talk about later.
They paid $60 million for Richarlison a year ago and he didn't really kick a ball. So now he's got his chance. And he has to step up to the man. No one's going to be Harry Kane.
Yeah.
That has took years and years to find a player of his calibre.
It's just the goals he's going.
I agree with that, but Merson, no, I think...
Kris, you know Ange Postecoglou well, of course, from his time as Celtic. He's had so much to deal with just in terms of this. But I guess the one positive for him is that the questions about Harry Kane now finished. Because had he stayed, they'd have carried on. They'd have gone probably into January as well. But how will he cope, A, with the pressure this now puts on him to find some kind of replacement, and how Spurs carry on without a 30-goal striker?
I don't think there's obviously pressure on every manager, but I don't think there's that much pressure on Ange Postecoglou, because it was similar to when he came in at Celtic as well, in terms of there's a rebuilding job needing done. Tottenham have underachieved for years, so there's not going to be any pressure on Ange Postecoglou to go and deliver a trophy, this season. I think that the Tottenham fans, and Dawson will be able to tell me better, but they want a style of football that's attractive, that's easy in the eye to watch. And Ange Postecoglou will bring that. There's no doubt about it. They'll lose, they'll concede goals, but they'll lose games. They might lose games heavily, but they will be entertained. He plays in the front foot, aggressive. The players that he will bring in or get the better out of the ones that have been underperforming. When you look at the Tottenham managers that he's replaced, it was all hang in a game, sit in, try and force up. Where he will go for the opposition. He'll try and win a game of football.
He'll try and win a game. That changes now when you ain't got Harry Kane, surely. Do you know what I mean? I like him. It takes pressure off him now. I don't think there's as much pressure on him now as what there was with Harry Kane in the team. I think people now look back and go, they're going to struggle, Tottenham, a bit. But it's hard to play that attacking football if you haven't got Harry Kane.
Just finally on this, for now, Michael, I mean, for Tottenham fans, what would have been more difficult to take? What's happened in the last 24 hours, or to see him there for another season but then walk away for nothing, given it was the last year of his contract?
Well, it was where he would have gone.
Go to Chelsea.
Yeah, that
Sorry, what was that? Something in your throat?
Chelsea.
No, that would have been their concern.
Yeah.
And I
think that might have been Levy's biggest problem.
I think that was Daniel Levy's concern. He has got £100 million in and around that ball figure, and he's gone out the country. He's gone to Bayern Munich. He hasn't gone to a so-called rival. And that could quite easily have happened, by the way, in 12 months' time, if Mauricio Pochettino, the relationship they had when they were at Spurs... Hang about.
Handbrake on the Tottenham discussion and Harry Kane. We're going to Sue Smith, because right as they reached the 6th minute of added on time in the first half, England are level, Sue.
They are level. It's Lauren Hemp with the goal, and it's a really good response from England from going a goal down. They created a couple of opportunities before that. Russo getting in beyond, getting deliveries into the box. It was poor play, actually, from the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper spills it, but the first one to respond is Lauren Hemp, and that's exactly what England needed to do. When they were on top earlier, they couldn't quite take their opportunities. Kira Walsh plays a long diagonal ball. Lucy Bronze wins that first header. It's Russo that's trying to get on the end of it. Poor from the goalkeeper. And the defender. It's a complete mix-up between the two of them. But the first one to respond is Hemp, and it's a tap-in for her in the end. It's 1-1.
Offside, VAR.
Oh,
Are they having a look?
joking, I'm joking.
Clinton Morrison. Even a wry smile from Mike Dean in referee's corner.
You can't wind her up, mate. You can't wind her up.
I put my neck out as
He
well.
put his neck.
Clinton, that's your one for today.
Oh, sorry,
okay, that is your one for today.
Sorry.
That's his one funny
just
for the season.
Just to bring you a bit of news from the Emirates. It's chaos already. Welcome along. The 12:30 kick-off in the Premier League. Arsenal against Nottingham Forest. Kick-off delayed till 1 o'clock. Means the fans outside the stadium will be able to watch more of this England quarter-final. Anyone guess why it's been delayed? You got one go, Chris Boyd.
Celebrating Harry Kane leaving. Outside the ground.
It's a nice try. It's not celebrating Harry Kane leaving. It is turnstile issues. Apparently huge numbers outside the Emirates. That's an embarrassing start of the season from an Arsenal perspective.